In today's video, I am going to be breaking down some simple horns basketball plays that you can run with your team. Really quickly, if you want a good horns basketball playbook that can work at the middle school or high school level, make sure to go check out my horns basketball playbook that is down in the description below. Now let's get down and let's check out these basketball plays. First off, the horns offense is when you've got your 2 players at the elbow and 2 players in the corner. The idea and why it's called horns is this is the horn right here as well as here. So one of the easiest plays that you can run in this offense, especially for younger players, is just a simple, and we'll go to a man-to-man defense. We'll get some defenders onto the screen. Now, if you really like this app that I'm using, you can go check it out down in the description below. It's called Playbook, and of course you can get 10% off with my link that's down there. However, let's say we have defenders on the screen, and one of the easiest and most widely known plays is a simple screen right up top on either side of player 1. Player 1 is then able to use either screen as his, and if he goes right, then this player has to roll while player 4 is going to pop. The idea here on this initial set is to either have a pass to player 5 or a pass to player 4. The idea is either player 5 scores or kicks the ball if there's help, or pass over to player 4 for the 3-point shot. If there's no switch, and let's say there's no player open, because player 5 rolled and the ball went to the right side, he needs to fill out to the left side, player 2 lifts. That is a good rotation. We have to run this and explain to our players, obviously if they're younger, what a good rotation is, because players need to learn how to work off ball. After that initial double screen up top, player rolls, clears out, and other player pops for 3. After this all happens, we can either reset and start a new play, because that's kind of part 1 of a play, but you can continue it into a dribble handoff. This is a fantastic continuation onto that same initial set. And now with player 1 rolling towards the basket, if there's a switch, if there's a speed difference, or if player 1 is open, that can get him the layup, or he can kick it out to player 5 or out to player 2, depending on if their players are playing help. If he's not open, he's going to then fill out towards the side that the ball did not go to. And player 4 could now set a screen. A lot of teams will run this exact set as all one play, so that now player 4 rolls off of that screen. This is going to potentially leave player 4 open. If there's a gap defender, then player 2 could be open for the 3, or player 3 could score himself. There's so many different options, and you can go into more and even more complicated sets after this, but that is just the initial set. Altogether, these guys come up and screen. Let's say player 1 uses player 5 as a screen. Then what we're going to have is player 4 pops, player 5 rolls. If none are open, then player 5 clears, 3 lifts, and then player 2 comes in for the dribble handoff, and then he rolls. Very simple. And then player 4 sets the screen, and now it's into a screen and roll. A lot of college teams run this, but it's simple enough to run with pretty much any team that's grade 7 and older, and even some younger teams can run this as well. Another simple set that you can run, and I'm going to put some defense on the board as well, because horns works really well against the man-to-man defense. We can have player 4 set the pin down screen for player 3, and at the same time player 5 is going to set the screen for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen, but 5 is not going to roll. He's going to pop for the 3-point shot. Player 1 is going to use that screen. Player 5 is going to roll off. Let's say they don't switch. Player 3 is going to be using this screen. So now what we're hoping for is either player 1 taking the 3-point shot. If there's a mistake, player 5 could take the 3-point shot, or we can look at player 3 potentially for the layup. If nobody is open, player 4 is going to clear, and player 3 is going to continue through his cut, and he's going to then set that screen for player 2. Player 2 is then going to cut to the rim, and that is going to be then the option to hit for that layup. And if there's help, they kick it out for a 3-point shot. Now, while these may look very, very complicated for kids who are 12 and older who have played the sport for more than a year or two, should be able to run these quite easily. Now, if you come up against a 2-3 zone defense and you want to run a horns offense, this is a fantastic play that you can run. So player 1 is going to then dribble out towards, let's say, the right side, just to make argument's sake easier. This is going to shift the defense over. We want to have the entry pass go into player 4. The idea here is now it's going to lift up player 5 to guard player 4 because that's his zone. This is obviously going to collapse player 3, but what we're going to see is now, because player 4 got that ball, player 5 is going to cut across the key in front of player 4. If player 4 is playing a bit more into the middle and he cuts behind, it is not going to work. He needs to cut in front. If that pass is there, then this can be a quick, easy layup for player 5. However, if this collapses player 4, you could have player 2 cutting back door, or you can just pass that ball out to player 2 for the 3-point shot. If the defense collapses from this side, then you can kick that ball out to player 3 for the 3-point shot on that side. If nobody comes up and guards player 4, he can take the shot easily as well. However, when this entry pass goes into that high post, player 4 has to relocate to the opposite side of the court. So as soon as he makes that pass, he can't just stand there. We do not want that to happen. He needs to cut to the opposite side because this could also draw in player 2, which then leaves player 1 wide open for, again, the 3-point shot. And if they start collapsing the defense, like player 4 comes out so that it gives player 2 time to cover him, we can make the extra pass over to player 2. He can drive, draw that defender, and if player 5 is boxing out his man, then this can be an extra pass to player 5 for that layup. So there's a lot of different options. Now, you can go into more and more options in this offense too, but this is just kind of the basic that works really good at the high school or even middle school level. Well, there's 3 simple horns basketball plays that you can run, and they are super simple where you can even just run the basic version of it without giving all of the extra options after the initial play so that you can run it with younger players as well. I hope that this video has helped you. Make sure to go check out my horns basketball playbook that is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.